Hey Trixie, welcome to the Netherlands. How do you feel?
I'm feeling great. This is my natural habitat. It's a dirty, dark boiler room with a yellow door, and whenever there's a drag, I feel like every gay club is the same, where it's a random storage room until there's a drag show, then it's the dressing room that day. But look at, we have mirrors, a sink that doesn't work. It's fabulous.
Are there any requirements you need in a dressing room / storage room like this?
I'm so basic. I need 3 things: a mirror, a bottle of water, and somebody putting a microphone on my face. Those are the 3 things I have to have.
Yeah. So you've had an incredibly busy year. How does it feel looking back to that?
It's crazy. You know, this summer was like a blur. I feel like I disassociated and left just went somewhere else mentally. Do you remember in the movie Precious when her dad is having sex with her and she leaves her body? It's kind of what I felt like. But now I'm at a point in my life where people say, "Oh, I can't wait for your TV show," and I get to say, "Which one?" And that's cool. Yeah. For a cross-dresser from Wisconsin, that's fabulous.
Yeah, because you've released a country album this year, you were announced for All Stars 3, you have 2 running TV shows, and you're touring the world. What are you the most proud of?
I'm the most proud of my YouTube series with Katya, because we work really hard. But that's something that we came up with, which did really well, so that's great. And I'm really proud of my album, because I remember when I landed in Europe the day it came out, and I checked iTunes and it was #2, I was just like, couldn't believe it. Yeah, not #1, never #1, always gotta lose to somebody.
That's true. So you've been touring also around the world, and you must be living on a minimum amount of sleep. How do you do it? What is the secret?
Well, I never see any of my friends. I broke up with my boyfriend, and I only go home when someone dies. But today, I slept 2 hours last night, an hour and a half on the plane, and 2 hours in the hotel. So you just basically have to sleep like a new mom, where you just take naps all day.
Yeah, have you recently woken up somewhere having no clue where you were and having to either check your phone or having someone tell you where you were?
Yes, bitch. I go to the hotels and I get in the elevator and I go, "What floor?" And I don't even know what floor I'm on. Or today I was looking for my luggage at the airport, and I was looking at all the cities and where the luggage came from, and I couldn't even identify what city I was in yesterday. That's okay. You get used to it. I'm never home. It's weirder for me to be home. When I go home, I open my bedroom door. I'm in a museum of where some sad gay guy used to live. I'm like, oh my God.
Because you recently also, I believe you lived with Bob for a little bit in New York? Oh, you stay with him for a few days? What is that like? Well,
whenever I go to New York, I always stay with Bob the drag queen, my very famous rich friend. And he lives in his 2-story, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom Caucasian mansion in Washington Heights in New York. And he's great, but he has that TV Winter Drag Race money. So it's funny when all his New York friends come over, everybody in New York has a tiny apartment, and they go to Bob's apartment and they're like, oh my God. It's, much bigger.
Yeah, and of course he just released Yet Another Dig, which was, the title is slightly inspired by your humorous exchanges with several of the girls online. Did he tell you?
It's humorous now. No, he did tell me. But I just thought to myself, am I so iconic that my Twitter drama becomes a hit song for someone else? The answer is yes.
Because everything these days, especially with the Drag Race girls, everything you tweet or put out is immediately either a meme or you get an attack on it. Do you think about it? What you put online? Because there's such a huge, scope on you guys.
Well, Katya is always the cheerleader of telling me, don't read anything. Don't pay attention to what anybody says. And of course I still do it. I love to get blackout drunk, go to the airport and go on Instagram comments and be like, who wants to fuck with me? But that's the only time I really let it get to me.
Yeah, and you have I think you're one of the girls that has the biggest range in terms of fan base. I mean, you go from 13-year-old girls to really, older guys who are all
really
just
old people.
Yeah.
30.
Did you ever?
40.
Have you ever expected when you started drag to have this big of a range, going not just the general 20 to 35 people that go to a drag bar?
Yeah, I think my looks appeal to a lot of younger people, but I think my sense of humor in my music appeals to older people. People who have a little more of a dark sense of humor, and they like a little more adult contemporary music.
Yeah, and I was wondering, what are some of your current, because your look also keeps changing a lot over the last couple of years with, you know, not just, but also the outfits. What are some of your current drag aesthetic inspirations?
Well, when I started playing music live, I knew that I was standing there and I was like I used to do like a Malibu Barbie kind of thing, and I'm standing there in a swimsuit and I'm playing a guitar. I'm like, doesn't really make sense. And then I thought, what if I looked more like Barbie going to like Coachella or Woodstock? And then I got really, of course, Dolly Parton's one of my all-time favorites. Right now I'm really into like any like country divas, old country divas. I love like June Carter, Dolly Parton, Emmylou Harris. Yes, Nancy Sinatra is big for me right now. So that's what I'm into now. Because if I'm standing there with my instrument playing, to me, it has to all kind of go together.
Something that I've been wondering is, you know, especially with country, it's also very storytelling based. Like you have to tell a story within 3 minutes. Do you think that your love for country has helped your drag? Because that's also about telling a story within 3 to 4 minutes on a stage.
Oh my God, you hit the nail right on the head. Because think about it, for me, drag is all about confronting some of the darkest parts of your life with a light heart. In country music, I think one of the most famous country songs, Ring of Fire, it compares being in love to being on fire. Like, so country is a great way that you can confront some of the most serious things in your life in a light way. And drag is the same thing. Country is drag.
It is.
Country is music and drag.
Who are some of the newer girls or gentlemen in country that you love?
Oh, I love Miranda Lambert. If you have not seen her CMA performance of You Did, her CMA performance of Tin Man Acoustic is so sad. It's so good. I love Casey Musgraves.
Oh, I saw her live as well. She's biscuits.
Yeah. Amazing. And she dresses like kind of a drag queen. She wears beautiful makeup and kind of like, you know, cute costume. And some of my older favorites, Dolly Parton just came out with a kids album. I like that.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, the holidays are coming up. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What's your relationship with the holidays?
I love it. Christmas is my favorite holiday. I have a Christmas release coming out in December. Katya and I did some music together. Well, I did an album. It's coming out. It's called Homemade Christmas, and it's a Christmas album. I played all the instruments: the guitar, the ukulele, the percussion, everything. And then Katya did some spoken word on it too, because she does spoken word poetry and she's a freak from hell.
So now we have to address kind of the newest thing in your life, the newest things in your life. First of all, the Katya and Trixie show. How do you feel that that's finally here, that you finally get to air it? Because you've taped it a while back.
You know, it's kind of surreal because in TV, when you walk around and try to get a TV show, everybody just says, no, 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 no. Katya and I, to be two cross-dressers in America right now and have a television network, Viceland was unanimous. They were like, we love it. Yes, they were obsessed. So that was like really surreal. It doesn't really feel like it happened because we filmed it so similar to the YouTube series. To us, it was like another day.
Yeah.
Just another day. So I'm very excited. I think I watched the first 6 episodes. I think it's so funny.
Yeah, and then of course the other big thing that you've had to keep quiet, I think, for a little while was All Stars 3 is coming up.
Yes!
Can you describe what it was like getting that call of we want you to be back?
Oh my God, it was the full emotional gamut. It was like shock, excitement, fear, anger, regret. It was like, you know, and then I'm replaying my time on season 7. And also I love everybody who watches my YouTube series, and I love that people listen to my music. So going into All Stars, I knew I had a lot to like live up to. So it was a lot of pressure. It's easier, I think, if you're someone who kind of is going in there to kind of like with a new audience who's never seen you before. So in a normal season of Drag Race, you kind of have nothing to lose. But on All Stars, you're like, I have to do what people think I'm gonna do. I have to do good. Hopefully.
Yeah, because that was my next question. You have this big fan base, and obviously you've done it not immediately after your season, so you know what people like and don't like about Trixie. Do you take that into consideration going into All Stars 3 of like, okay, this is what the people want me to show, or do you do whatever feels right in your gut?
Well, I feel lucky because my best friend almost won All Stars last year. So I was talking to Katya about it, and she said, she said she walked into All Stars and saw Alaska and knew that like she could not beat Alaska. So then she was relaxed. She was like, I'm not gonna win, who cares? So she told me, don't worry about winning, just worry about having a good time and making sure every challenge you're proud of what you did and that it's something authentic to you. If the judges don't like it, at least you liked it. And I mean, she's right. That's how you should do anything. Not just a competition.
So we will start airing it as well, so no spoilers, none whatsoever, but I'm wondering if you...
I said anything, RuPaul would just have like a laser on my forehead and shoot me right now. Like he has a sniper on me.
Yeah, I think Michelle Visage is just with a gun right there.
Oh, yes, right through the head. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, could you describe your experience and the season in 3 words?
I mean, people are calling it the season of the comeback queens because if you look at the roundup of girls, everybody, Chi-Chi, Milk, Thorgy, like, me, Shangela, it's people that you wish, when you watch Drag Race, you felt like they went home too soon. So I think it's gonna get really emotional with fans because people like, I remember when I watched season 6, I thought Milk went home way too soon. Or like when I watched Shangela's season in season 3 when she was on it, I was like, no. So I think the fans are gonna get really invested. And it's some of us, you haven't seen us. Wait till you see Morgan. A lot of people, that might be their first time seeing Morgan because it's been since season 2. So I think compared to All Stars 2, it's a completely different animal. Like, it's crazy. I wish I could tell you everything.
No.
Have you seen my eyes? Do I look like a war veteran? I'm like, every episode is crazy. The challenges are crazy. The prizes are crazy.
I'm wondering, did you, amongst the girls that entered the workroom, discuss what the repercussions of your actions would be? Because we saw that in All Stars 2 with, you know, people keeping Roxy around and stuff like that, where the fans...
When Detox sent home Melissa, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. Detox, never forget it.
Like, did you discuss that amongst the girls that were there? Like, oh, everything's going to be like... Well, dissected by the fans?
Yeah, well, I can't reveal much, but I will say when we entered the workroom and we all hugged each other, the first thing that I think we all thought about immediately was, how are we gonna do this? We all are friends. We're friends.
Well, you've toured with most of them.
This is like the Hunger Games catching fire when everybody knows each other. It's easier on regular seasons of Drag Race because people go home, you're like, bye girl, I don't know you. Now it's like, you know, imagine sending your friends home. But I'll do it for the money.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Last question, where do you see Trixie Mattel in 10 years?
Dead in a ditch somewhere? No. I want to be like RuPaul, where I get to do drag like half the year, and then the other half of the year I get to go live in the woods somewhere. Like, I just want to live in a cabin with all my guitars and my husband and a dog and hang out and drink whiskey. And then for half the year, go tour and be a comedian and be a homosexual.
Would you like to do like Bianca and Bob are doing and some of the other people? Like bigger type of one-woman shows? You've done 3 Ages and Up, you know, 3 and Up.
Well, this year I'm touring my show Moving Parts, and I love writing new music and writing new jokes. So I think probably every year I'll do a new show. And the great thing about having a TV show is that's a great creative outlet. We can do whatever we want. We can do music. We could do sketch comedy, Katya night. I mean,
you can feel around in the flesh jacket and make it call it TV.
Yeah, think about what they did. They gave me and Katya creative reign over a TV show. It's gonna be bananas. So obviously, but in 10 years I want to keep doing Trixie, but maybe like half the year, maybe. Hi, it's me, Trixie Mattel, reminding you to watch RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 3 on OUTtv and OUTtv Pro. So don't change that channel if you're watching, and if you're not watching, change the channel.